So what happens to girls?
Girls grow taller and change shape too. Some of the changes will happen very slowly. Putting on a little weight is normal at this time. Over time, your hips will get a little curvier and your breasts will develop. Breasts come in all shapes and sizes. Later, if a woman has a baby, her breasts will produce milk. The milk is all the food the baby will need when it's small. Breasts don't produce milk all the time, only for a while after pregnancy and birth. Girls will get some hair on some parts of their body, usually under the arms and between the legs. The hair between the legs is called pubic hair.
So what other changes happen to girls?
Quite important changes are happening in the reproductive system or sex organs. First, let's find out what these organs are. On the outside of the body, there is the opening of the vagina, the urethra where the urine comes out, folds of skin called the labia, and the clitoris. On the inside, there is the uterus. This is also called the womb. This is about the size of a pear. 2 ovaries. These are about the size of a walnut. There is one on each side of the womb. 2 fallopian tubes. The cervix or neck of the womb. This is a very narrow opening to the womb. The vagina. This is a muscular passage leading from the womb to an opening between the girl's legs. Each girl is born with a supply of eggs or ova in her ovaries. These eggs are tiny cells that might one day help to make a baby.
What happens to these eggs?
The eggs stay in the ovaries until puberty starts. From puberty onwards, an egg will get ready to leave one of the ovaries every month. When the egg leaves the ovary, it is called ovulation. After leaving the ovary, the egg will move into the fallopian tube to start its journey to the womb. Once a woman begins ovulating, the womb makes a soft lining of blood every month. This is to help a baby grow if the egg joins with a sperm from a male. If the egg doesn't meet the sperm, it won't settle into the womb. It will just leave the body through the vagina, but is too small to see. The lining made by the womb will not be needed, so this blood will slowly pass out through the vagina. This is called menstruation, or a period.
What do I need to know about periods?
At around 12 or 13, girls will usually start their periods. They could start a little earlier or a bit later than this. A few spoonfuls of blood will pass slowly out of the vagina over a few days. Periods will then happen each month for many years of the girl's life. They usually last about 3 or 4 days each. At first, periods might not always be a month apart, but they settle down after a while. It's a good idea to make a note of when your periods come, so that you have some idea of when the next one might be. Sometimes before and during a period, girls might get a pain in their tummy, feel a bit tired or upset. This should only last for a couple of days. Some girls don't have any problems at all. The vagina produces a little clear or whitish fluid during the month. This keeps the vagina healthy.
What else do I need to know?
Chatting to your mom or another grown-up relative or friend before your periods start is a good idea. When your period starts, you'll need to use sanitary towels or tampons to protect your clothes. There are lots of different kinds in the supermarkets and chemists. A sanitary towel is a long, slim pad, which the girl places in her underwear. It usually will have a sticky strip on the back to keep it in place. The pad will have to be changed a few times during the day, and a fresh one should be put on before going to bed. Used sanitary towels should be wrapped in tissue and put into a bin, as they will not flush down the toilet. Later on, you might want to use tampons during your period. They are small tubes of tightly packed cotton wool. Smaller sizes are best for younger girls. When your period starts, the tampon can be inserted into the vagina where it soaks up the blood. You can't feel it once it's in place. Change the tampon a few times a day. It is important to remember to remove the last one at the end of a period. You might prefer to use sanitary towels rather than tampons when you first start having your periods. They can be easier to manage. You might want to keep one in your school bag in case you need it at school. If your first period starts at school, you could talk to one of the teachers.
Will periods stop me doing anything?
It takes a little bit of time to get used to having periods, but they won't stop you doing any of the things you usually do. You can still play sports, ride a bike, have a shower or a bath. If you want to go swimming, you'll need to use a tampon, as sanitary towels aren't suitable for the water. Exercise can help to ease any cramps or pains you might have during your period. Periods are a normal part of growing into a woman, and after a while, they just become part of your life.